sure.
Well, Matt, what about you? What's going on?
I've just been on the message boards hammering away at Green Lantern. No. I'm just still doing my improv show here, okay? But I hopefully have a pilot in the New York Television Festival coming up. So I'd say hopefully I find out next week if Pete's in my pilot. Pete plays the part of Pete.
It was a stretch. I did a lot of research.
To be fair, that's what he does at this show, too. And now it's time for our first section, which we like to call the Stat! Yeah. All right, first thing we're going to talk about is Trinity, number 8. We've actually never talked about this on the show. I don't even think we talked about the first issue.
No, we didn't.
What are you guys feeling about the series so far?
It's way better than Countdown. I think it's good. It started off well. We have a little mystery going, and they're really getting into the themes of these 3 iconic characters. I think it's good.
Yeah. Plus, I like, and especially in this issue, they're really kind of breaking down, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, like who they really are and what they mean to everyone they protect, which is kind of a cool thing to do in a comic, you know.
I'm waiting for the collected edition.
You don't even read them until you get them for the...
If I know that I'm going to be working on a collected edition, then I usually just wait.
Yeah, wow. Is that hard to wait?
Sometimes.
I think this is solid. I think it's good. It's not a spectacular story by any means, and I don't mean that as a slam. It's just, this is a solid story. It's not changing the world. It's not changing the form in any way.
Not like these other comics.
Yeah, we'll get to some
Do you think it's more personal? Like it just makes you want to care about the characters more?
No.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Well, if you had, looking back on 52, I think 52 is even better than we thought it was at the time, just because even when it had a terrible issue, it was still interesting. It was doing something different, and it felt exciting and new. And Countdown felt like this car crash that you were very slowly watching over the course of the year.
I think you were also excited. You were in the car.
Yeah. And then this is fun.
Yeah.
Well,
it's also not
What
just...
animal is this?
Huh?
What animal is on this thing?
that's a wolf creature.
Yeah, wolf creature.
It's yeah.
He goes hurrah, and I love him.
Well, here's a car metaphor. If 52 is a NASCAR car, right, and Countdown is a car crash, then this is the car that gets you there on time.
Nice. The Studebaker.
Yeah.
The Studebaker of comics.
Well, I think that's, that it says a lot about the fact that it comes out weekly and it's solidly good.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some issues that are better than others, but I'm never upset that I picked it up.
The thing with this weekly, it's not like they wrote it this week. They wrote it a while ago. Everyone's like, how do they do it? They wrote it in advance. And I don't know why. This should be
It's tough to do. I mean, people
You still have to write a comic every week. It's not like just because they wrote it in advance, suddenly it speeds up the process.
Well, but they got a head start on the whole thing. It's not like...
Sure.
I'm saying everyone's like, how did they get it done? He draws all these pictures this week. And he doesn't. He draws them before, and he's like, more time.
No, he is. He's actually sitting in the comic book store, and
he draws every issue.
Yeah, just finished up before I got this.
Wow.
He looks like those guys who roll cigars at events.
What is the feeling around DC Office about Trinity?
Everyone seems to love it.
Yeah.
It's good. It has a focus as opposed to Countdown, which is all over the place.
Countdown. I'm doing the collected edition on those, and the spines are really cool. They line up nicely, and the numbers are really cool. They look great on a bookshelf.
Cool. Let's move on and talk about Uncanny X-Men, number 500. What do you guys think about this issue?
Well, Justin hated it.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
It was... Everything seems so tired. All the characters are like, Magneto's here, we gotta go get it. I know we're in San Francisco now, so it's different.
That's actual dialogue.
I had his face maker I looked at his face when you made that noise, and it was pretty accurate. I don't know if you can see, but his face is very...
No hurrah.
No hurrah this guy at all. I don't want to keep him as a pet at all.
First 5 pages, they just talk about their headquarters.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, it's like
It's a lot of talky. Then then there's some action, and I was excited because Cyclops and Wolverine. I'm a sucker for that.
Colossus. Yeah, that part.
Is it like a super nerd to like update the blueprint? They're like, oh, I gotta redraw my personal feeling of the headquarters.
Personal feeling. Well, they release books that have like schematics. They always do the Baxter Building for the Fantastic Four. They'll release a new here's where Johnny's room is.
I like this. I disagree with you guys. I thought it was fun. It wasn't breaking new ground at all. It was just a fun issue of X-Men, which I don't feel like it has been particularly fun in a very long time, because they've been like, everybody's dead, we all lost our powers.
I feel like they have that layered on top of like, we're a team again. Let's fight some crime.
What voice do you think you like, Dave?
I think it's more like talky.
So they lost all their powers?
No, they
A bunch of
lost
their friends.
Yeah, they're endangered now. The X-Men mutants are now endangered.
But now they're working with like the San Francisco cops.
Yeah.
So they have like a back.
detectives. Come on.
Bullshit.
If you need a concept for something, just make
No,
it
come on. I can see them sitting around the office and be like, listen, how do we get the X-Men going together? Like, we'll make them like Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
It started with a drunk conversation where someone thought, was like, how can I get Wolverine to turn in his badge?
There's gonna be
I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be like, turn in your badge, Wolverine. Make it happen.
You're too much of a loose cannon, Wolverine. Your claws.
No, they're gonna be like, you're too much of a loose cannon, cannonball.
Oh!
They're gonna have it.
Yeah. And funny cop outfits.
All right, let's move on and talk about Ambush Bug #1. What do you guys think about this?
I thought this was a lot of fun. It's kind of meta comic, but if you read a lot of comics, you really enjoy what they're doing. I could see if someone would get confused by what's going on.
You're none. I was confused right off the bat.
That's not a year.
You're none.
Well, you were saying that there's a joke in pretty much every panel.
Yeah, pretty much. The Chicago jokes, they were pretty funny at first. No, but they ended them pretty quickly. The thing is, I think I was so distracted by all the Easter eggs in there, because there's just a lot. And, I find myself staring at Cheeks the Toy Wonder, like, wow, this is great. Hey, look, there's a museum. And I just kind of, lose track of what I'm actually reading in the story.
And if you don't know who those people are,
then
you don't
just
get
like,
it at all.
Yeah, that's my big problem with it as well, is I literally had no idea what was going on in this comic most of the time. There were definitely jokes that I got, but I felt like there's such an effort to pack it with these Easter eggs that...
Not actual Easter eggs.
Yeah. Which I was disappointed when I bought it.
Yeah.
I love eggs.
Easter eggs are usually chocolate, FYI.
Wow.
Disappointed again.
Coming from the Jewish guy lecturing you on Easter.
Thanks for saying a Jewish guy like that.
Yeah, but he doesn't say it like that. He doesn't call himself like, I'm the Jewish guy.
Well, I think
You guys are slowly talking like an X-Men comic.
there's a lot of voice work on the show tonight.
There's a number of voice casting people in the audience tonight, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Is that like a thing in the comics, like put out a comic that's for comic insiders, like to have that many Easter eggs and jokes, like is it really funny to someone in the business?
It's funny to like
They've been
you
doing
guys.
a lot of
honestly.
them lately. But, they don't distract from the story. Like Brad Metzler, he does it all the time.
Yeah.
Even Jeff Johns, you'll see a lot of old characters or just something in the background that's pretty cool. But it really doesn't distract from the story at all, and this is all the story.
Deadpool does a good job of kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. Although his phone conversation with Gene Warren was great.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Well, I wanted to see more of that. He has, in the book, he has a conversation with Gene Loring that essentially kicks off Identity Crisis, so it's tying it into this event. That sort of thing I thought was amusing if it happened throughout, that he's causing all of these big events or something like that.
Right.
You were laughing because it's not amusing.
I was not amused, I will say.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I get it. It's too insider.
All right, would you say pick it up?
Yes.
Sound.
All right, this one.
It's DC Vibe.